What happens when the love of your life does not come home after childbirth? What are some of the questions that people tend to think about? What are some of the challenges that we undergo or encounter? What are some of the thoughts that run through our brains when the love of a life does not come home? Immediately, they've given birth to your beautiful, bouncing baby boy or baby girl. In this video, I will take you through a process. Stay tuned. Don't move an inch. Actually, many a times, such occurrences and such situations, we are not prepared. No one has ever even told us these are the do's and the don'ts. Many a times families are left alone, grieving, in pain, in shambles, a lot of confusion, a million ideas, what to do, what not to do, what's expectant of you, and what is not expectant of you. I remember it's so fresh. It's been 4 years and still counting. July 2021, during the COVID times. It was a normal day. Everything seemed normal. Little did I know these were the last days I will see my wife. How many of you are well advanced or are well aware of the meaning of maternal mortality rate, MMR? Let me dive a bit on it. This is the statistic that's being collected by the World Health Organization and a lot of organizations. It gives data within a specified time of a year, within 1 year. They came about with a figure of 100,000 live births. So, the statistics is that out of 100,000 live births in Eastern and Central Africa, how many live births usually make it to see their second, their third, or their fourth birthday? The numbers are shocking. They're terrifying. People of the internet, ladies and gentlemen, for those who have not subscribed, those who have not liked this particular page, kindly do so that you'll get to know what really happens. We have close to 700 reported cases out of 100,000 deaths. 700. If you do a give or take, it means that we lose approximately 2 women daily. What am I trying to say? Most of the times, the numbers don't lie, the figures don't lie. And we are talking about cases that have been reported into our health organizations. In Kenya alone, we talk about 700. Tanzania, the numbers are over 500. Fortunately, they've brought it down to 100. So, out of 100,000 women, we only have 100. Yes, that number is still too high. Countries like Nigeria, countries like Cote d'Ivoire, the numbers are so high. They are past their 1,000 mark. Meaning, out of 100,000 women in a particular year, around 1,000 of them don't make it, or even the kids don't even make it. Let's filter in and come back home. Kenya, East Africa. Could you believe when I tell you that you have an average of 2 women dying each and every single day? Because a give or take of 700, if you do the math, meaning in a year which is 365 days, we usually have 2 women. What am I trying to tell you? That every single day, like today, we are going to lose 2 women. The question is, what has the government done and what is the government actually doing? I know the numbers are shocking, but numbers don't lie. Mark you, 700 are the figures that are reported. We are not talking of the cases that are not reported. Reported cases. The last statistic was taken on 2023, 2 years ago. Last, it was around 600, an average of 600 to 650 deaths. These deaths ran from during the pregnancy, after the pregnancy, and a few days after the pregnancy. This data is collected within 48 hours when our dear mothers have given birth. Someone asked, what are the cases? What brings these numbers up? What makes these numbers go high? 1, lack of proper medics or staff. 2, you have staff that are either 1, underpaid, overworked, or to some extent, they're not even aware of how to use the kind of equipment they have in that particular facility. People of the internet, I'll shock you by telling you that to some extent, our women nowadays have, there's some trend that is growing up, there's some trend that is picking up, where people book for cesarean section as if you're booking for a flight to fly outside the country. Unfortunately, according to the World Health Organization, CS should be a last resort when it's a life-threatening issue. What am I trying to say? A lot of our women have made it a culture, have made it a trait where they've already known they're going to give birth or to bear this particular child in a particular date or time. They've already booked for a CS. So the question I ask ourselves, who made it become like it's a normal practice? According to World Health Organization, again, most deaths out of the 100,000, the 700 or 650 in about, around 600 of them are due to the cesarean section. So the question back again to the people of the internet is, how are we going to bring these numbers down? In the next video, we'll be capturing the correct data, the correct hospitals, the correct reasons of what really happens. I'll be briefing you what are the measures that we are trying to do to avoid this situation. What are the measures men outside there are trying to do to avoid this situation so that no one else can become a statistic? People of the internet, it is not the work of one individual. It is not the work of 2 individuals, nor 3, nor 4. Don't stay silent. Talk about it. Speak about it. Call into action. Earlier on, in one of the videos, you can take your time and watch them, I decided to say that we are going to nickname these particular facilities. We are going to nickname these particular doctors, quote unquote, who call themselves surgeon, obstetricians, gynecologists, anesthetists, all of them. But first, only one voice cannot make it happen. Not 2, not 3, but a lot of them. Remember, as the late Martin Luther King once said, if you stop talking about the things that matter, you'll be talking about things that do not matter. What am I trying to tell you? It has become a global issue where our mothers, our sisters, our cousins, our friends are losing their lives because of things that could be avoided. Human error can be avoided. Some of us even don't know when we walk to these particular facilities. Some of us are not even aware whether the person who claims to be a gynecologist, the person who claims to be a pediatrician, the person who claims to be a doctor is truly a doctor. The question is, what's next once your loved one does not come home after giving birth? You're being called and being told, unfortunately, we've got some bad news. Or you run to that particular hospital that particular morning or evening, and the people around there are just looking at you with that bad face. Then you have that feeling. and you're being called into a boardroom, are being told that unfortunately ABCD happened. Catch you up in the next video, where we'll be giving you bits and pieces, the before, then, and the after. Thank you very much.